and welcome to South Asia Today, a show that provides you the glimpses of South Asia. I'm your host, Shivangi Mishra. Let's begin with the headlines first. Successful tailoring course in Jammu and Kashmir's Rajouri spurs entrepreneurship among rural women. Kabul families receive emergency cash support as economic hardships worsen. And frustration grows in POJK over severe lack of development and essential services. Let's begin the show. A 30-day tailoring course was organized in Rajouri's Bathuni Panchayat for skilling rural women in tailoring and essential entrepreneurial skills under the National Rural Livelihood Mission and Umeed scheme. Under the initiative, free training, equipment and meals were provided at the centre. Additionally, interest-free loans are also provided to support these women in starting and expanding their businesses. Many have successfully transitioned into entrepreneurship, marking a significant shift towards self-sufficiency among the rural women of Jammu and Kashmir. We have a report.
To make the women of Kashmir self-reliant and skilled, a 30-day tailoring course was conducted in the far-flung Bathuni Panchayat of Rajouri district of the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Under the National Rural Livelihood Mission and Udyam Mitra Excellence in Entrepreneurship Development or Umeed scheme, comprehensive training is being provided to a batch of 35 women. Women here are equipped with all the necessary skills in tailoring and other essential skills that would further enable them to become successful entrepreneurs in the future.
हमें बिजनेस के बारे में वो हमारे मतलब मन में ऐसे जो माइंड में नहीं था कि हमने कैसे काम करना क्या करना है, उन्होंने ऐसे हमारे माइंड में बातें डाली हैं कि कैसे हमने ये काम सीख के उसके बाद हमने कैसे बिजनेस स्टार्ट करना है, कैसे मतलब ये जो मेरी इधर बहनें सब सीख रही हैं, मेरी तो यही ख्वाहिश है कि इधर से हम सीख के 4-6 बहनें हम इकट्ठी होके तो हमारे साथ ये आरटीसी वाले हेल्प करें और हम अच्छा सा कोई मतलब जैसे शोरूम या बुटीक होगी ऐसा हम खोल के तो हम अच्छा सा काम स्टार्ट करें और अच्छा सा बिजनेस चलाएं और जैसे बाहर से लोग आके इधर बिजनेस करते हैं हम बोलते हैं कि हम खुद बिजनेस करें तो हम अपने पांव पे खुद खड़ा हो जाएं.
These initiatives have not only provided self-employment opportunities but also instilled a sense of independence and confidence among the women. At these skill development centers, the women are given training and all the necessary equipment free of cost. To keep their day hassle-free and provide them more time to concentrate on their training, women are also provided breakfast, lunch and refreshment at the training center premises itself.
टेलरिंग का जो है हमारा बैच लगा है ये 35 प्लस लेडीज़ का लगता है. यहाँ पे जो बैच लगा है ये एक टेलरिंग का है जिसमें सभी लेडीज़ जो है पार्टिसिपेट कर रही हैं और इंटरेस्टेड हैं ये सीखने में. यहाँ पे कुछ लेडीज़ ऐसी थी जिन्होंने कुछ भी नहीं कभी सीखा था, वो भी यहाँ आकर सीख रही हैं. एक वो सिटी आने में थोड़ा सा अनकंफर्टेबल समझती थी, मगर अगर ये क्लस्टर लेवल पे हमारे वहाँ घर के पास ही आ गया है तो वहाँ पे काफ़ी बढ़ चढ़कर लेडीज़ ने इसमें पार्टिसिपेट किया है और सेंटर सीख रही हैं. और इसमें बहुत अच्छे टीचर हैं जो हमें अच्छे से सिखाते हैं, वो थ्योरी और प्रैक्टिकल भी दिखाते हैं. इसके अलावा वहाँ पर यूज़ होने वाला जो हमें रॉ मटीरियल है वो सभी वहीं से प्रोवाइड हो रहा है. इसकी भी काफ़ी लेडीज़ को खुशी है कि हमें कुछ भी खर्च नहीं करना पड़ता है और हमें वहाँ सिखाया जा रहा है बहुत अच्छे से.
To support their ventures, the government also provides interest-free loans in these rural areas. This financial assistance helps women to start and expand their businesses, ensuring long-term sustainability. The NRLM Umeed scheme has sparked a big change in the lives of women in Bathuni Panchayat of Rajouri district. From dependence to self-sufficiency, many women, after receiving training at the government centers, have established themselves as entrepreneurs in various domains. The results of government initiatives are now visible, and there is a sense of confidence and satisfaction among the rural women of the Union Territory.
Amidst Afghanistan's deepening economic crisis, the United Nations World Food Programme has stepped in to provide crucial aid. On August 21st, 371 families in Kabul received 3,200 Afghanis each to help them cope with severe financial hardships. This cash assistance aims to address immediate needs and mitigate the broader impacts of the economic downturn. Despite these efforts, the crisis persists, driven by economic collapse and ongoing political instability under Taliban rule. A report.
On August 21st, the United Nations World Food Programme provided financial assistance to 371 Afghan families at a cash assistance center in Kabul. Each family grappling with the severe economic hardships in Afghanistan received 3,200 Afghanis. This initiative is part of the World Food Programme's broader effort to address poverty and provide relief amidst the ongoing economic crisis in the country.
دیسی خدای پاک دکور سوکه دست ایریان بریان و زمان میتول پکر ناستی وظیفه نشدادی نو پدو شرایطی که دقیق کمک متدیر که دی بخبل خیاطی گندم دستانی کار کم خو ما تا دقیقم غلیمتی که نمی دو کی او نمی شیکی خو بیام متخیلی دقیقم شکرگزار من نیدو دولت نی چی داره کمک کم شکر.
By distributing cash directly, the program aims to offer immediate support and help families meet their basic needs while also contributing to alleviating the broader impact of the economic downturn. The United Nations World Food Programme has been actively involved in Afghanistan, addressing the country's severe food insecurity and economic challenges. It provides critical food aid to vulnerable populations, including displaced persons, impoverished families, and those affected by conflict and natural disasters.
WMP همین کمک‌های برای ما میشه از این راضی هستیم. اگر یک چی دیگه کنن که برای ما بار مردمایی که مثال گپش به وضاحت است از نگاه دوام ما را چی کنه ما بسیار چی داریم توان از این نداریم که دوا بخریم و ما شخصا خودم که تکلیف شکر دارم پایم دمیم شکر قطع شده توان خریداری دوا رو ندارم.
Afghanistan has faced severe economic difficulties, particularly after the Taliban takeover and the subsequent freezing of international aid and central bank assets. This economic collapse has led to widespread poverty and reduced purchasing power, making it difficult for many families to afford basic food items.
چې بخې منګه اقتصاد خراب ده سړایم په کور ناسته بیکاره ده بیا هغه وینم دغه اولین دفعه د زیبنده کومکې نیولې ما اوس د زړه نلکې شش نلکې مې بندې دي دا درې زره خو ما نه اولاده مې ده خو وړم نه کېږي دا خو.
Over the last 3 years, Afghanistan has been governed by the Taliban following the withdrawal of international military forces. Despite their control over the country, the Taliban's government has not gained formal recognition from any other nations around the world. This lack of international acknowledgement has led to significant economic consequences, including the freezing of Afghanistan's central bank assets. The situation reflects ongoing global skepticism and political tension surrounding the legitimacy of the Taliban's rule and its impact on the nation.
Now we take a look at some happenings in Asia in a segment called Asia Watch.
On August 16, Pakistan's Health Ministry reported its first case of monkeypox just days after the World Health Organization declared the outbreak of a public health emergency. The patient, who had recently returned from a Gulf country, is currently under investigation to identify the specific variant of the virus. Monkeypox spreads through close contact and typically presents with flu-like symptoms and pus-filled lesions. In response to the confirmed case, Jinnah International Airport in Karachi has implemented passenger screenings and fumigation procedures. It remains uncertain whether the case involves the new variant or the previously known strain that has been circulating globally since 2022. More than 200 South Korean and US fighter jets are due to fly around the clock for 5 days this week in what would mark the largest number of sorties flown in training by the allies, South Korea's Air Force said. The drills are part of the annual Ulchi Freedom Shield exercises that are designed to boost the joint readiness of the South Korean and US militaries against threats from North Korea, they said. Aircraft on defensive patrol flights are being diverted to air combat scenarios under simulated drills involving mock enemy aircraft interdiction and cruise missile defense, with aircraft from 2 US fighters wings based in South Korea taking part, they added. Footage provided by South Korea's defense ministry showed South Korean F-15K and Fa-50 fighters taking off to join the air drills. The United States stations 28,500 troops in the south for combined defense against nuclear-armed North Korea. Companies that import palm oil from Malaysia will be able to adopt orangutans, but they will not be able to leave the country, the Commodities Minister said on August 18 in a revised version of a conversation scheme announced earlier this year. In May, the minister put forward a plan to send orangutans abroad as trading gifts in an effort to allay concerns about the impact on the animal's habitat of palm oil production, which tends to involve clearing forest land. The plan raised objections from conservation groups fearful for the welfare of the orangutans that are critically endangered.
Moving on, in Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir, residents are increasingly frustrated with the severe lack of development. Essential services such as access to safe drinking water remain scarce, and infrastructure is in despair. Recently, a local councillor highlighted the ongoing crisis, citing unresponsive authorities and neglected regions. The poor infrastructure disrupts daily life and economic activities, worsening the situation. Residents accuse the region's administrators of systematic discrimination and broken promises. A report.
The Pakistan-occupied Jammu and Kashmir is facing significant socio-economic challenges. The persistent lack of development and the perceived indifference of successive governments have fostered a sense of alienation and frustration among its residents. Many lament that even basic amenities like safe drinking water are often out of reach. A local councillor from the region has underscored the deplorable state of infrastructure, another vital aspect of development.
लेकिन आप एक तरक्की की बात की, पीने का साफ पानी आपको भी पता है कितना। मैं कल मुझे तरकाबाद से फ़ोन आया, हमारे वहाँ से कौंसलर राजा ताहिर साहब, उनके मले से फ़ोन आया, उन्होंने कहा जहांगीर में 3 दिन से यहाँ पे पानी नहीं है, इतनी मुश्किलात है। उन्हें फ़ोन करके उनके कानों पे जू तक नहीं रेंगती, वो कहते हैं ठीक है जी आज कर देंगे, कल कर देंगे।
The lack of proper infrastructure not only disrupts daily life but also impedes economic activity as the transportation of goods and services is severely affected. The government's apparent lack of commitment to addressing these issues exacerbates the hardships faced by the people.
गवर्नमेंट्स आती है, शुरू में बड़ा जोर लगाती हैं, 1 साल के लिए 2 साल के लिए, फिर आगे से नई शुरू हो जाती है, गवर्नमेंट के लिए लॉबिंग शुरू हो जाती है, इलेक्शन की तैयारी हो जाती है, ये प्रोजेक्ट्स यहीं पे रहते हैं।
Residents have long accused the region administered by Islamabad through its proxies of systematic discrimination. They argue that despite claims of autonomous rule, the reality is far from it. Basic amenities, which should be standard, have become a luxury for many in this Pakistan-occupied region.
Creating sand art is a unique way to express creativity and connect with nature. Today, we meet Sudarshan Patnaik and Manas Kumar Sahu, renowned artists who have elevated sand into an extraordinary art form, earning global acclaim and making India proud. Their stunning sculptures, featured at major events and festivals, showcase their creativity and dedication. Let's explore how their work revitalized the art of sand sculpting.
Golden Beach beach in Puri is a haven for tourists, where gentle waves embrace the shore in a serene symphony. Adding to its allure is the stunning sand art by celebrated artist Sudarshan Patnaik, who has dedicated his life to transforming sand into canvas of creativity. Internationally renowned for his craft, Sudarshan uses special techniques to carve remarkable images, each carrying a story and message. His sand sculptures are not just beautiful but also aim to raise awareness on important issues. Today, his latest creation highlights an environmental message, sparking conversation and reflection.
देखिए, ये नेचर आर्ट हमने बनाया। आई लव नेचर। तो हम हमारा नेचर को कितना अफेक्शन से जुड़े हुए हैं, तो उसी को लेकर हमने ये फेस बनाया। और उसमें फेस के चारों तरफ हमने जो यहाँ पर जो नेचर से पानी से जो आके पड़ा हुआ था, जो पत्ता है, जो ग्रीन पड़ा हुआ था, तो उसी को देख कर ही इसको हमने क्रिएट किया है। सैंड आर्ट एक ऐसा ये है कि हम हर दिन समंदर किनारे आते हैं, हर दिन समंदर हमें एक नया कैनवस देता है। वही हमारा लाइफ का ये होता है, क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोगों में ये क्वेश्चन होता है कि सैंड आर्ट का क्या वैल्यू है, वो तो रुकता नहीं है। बट लाइफ में कोई भी ऐसा चीज़ नहीं है जो रुक जाता है, हर चीज़ वही आता है जाता है। तो हमें जो आज एन आर्टिस्ट हम जो बनाते हैं, जो उसको टूरिस्ट देखते हैं, जो आर्ट लवर्स देखते हैं, वही सबसे बड़ा होता है।
A recipient of numerous national and international awards, including a Guinness World Record, Sudarshan was honored with the Padma Shri, the fourth highest civilian award by the Government of India in 2014. Recently, he won the Golden Sand Master Award at an international championship in Russia, earning congratulations from Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Despite only studying up to the 5th grade and working as a child laborer, Sudarshan's passion for art propelled him to success.
बहुत सारे स्ट्रगल्स मेरे लाइफ में आए। मुझे चाय का दुकान करना पड़ा, पान का दुकान करना पड़ा। उस समय मैंने दुकान करके मेरे लाइफ को मैं चला रहा था। मैंने उनके घर में काम कर रहा था, फिर चाय का दुकान कर रहा था। फिर जब भी टाइम मिलता था मैं भाग के समंदर किनारे जाके कुछ ना कुछ बनाता था। आफ्टर लॉन्ग टाइम स्ट्रगल करने के बाद कुछ टूरिस्ट लोगों ने मेरा पिक्चर्स लिया, बाहर स्पेंड किया, डिफरेंट न्यूज़ में आया। उसके बाद फ़ॉरेन से कुछ टूरिस्ट आए थे मेरे पिक्चर्स लेके, फ़ॉरेन कंट्रीज़ में उनको वहाँ पर दिखाए, क्योंकि ये ऑलरेडी इंटरनेशनली बहुत नोन आर्ट फॉर्म था। मुझे पता नहीं था कि इसके ऊपर वर्ल्ड चैम्पियनशिप, US ओपन, यूरो ओपन, इतने सारे कॉम्पिटिशन्स हो रहे हैं जिसमें कि अराउंड द वर्ल्ड ग्लोबली आर्टिस्ट पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं। तो मुझे चांस तो मिला पार्टिसिपेट करने के लिए जब पहले बार मुझे इनविटेशन आया।
Manas Kumar Sahu has long been involved in sand art and recently integrated sand animation into his work. In sand animation, the artist creates images by moving sand on a flat surface with their fingers. This versatile art form can be performed anywhere and at any time. Sahu has mastered his craft, showcasing it both in India and abroad. He has received several awards and was a finalist on India's Got Talent, a reality TV show.
जब इंडियाज़ गॉट टैलेंट गए थे तब एक एक्सपेरिमेंटल वर्क लेके गए थे। हम लोगों को पता नहीं था ये आर्ट लोग पसंद करेंगे या नहीं, मे बी 1 या 2 राउंड में हम लोगों को निकाल देंगे। पर ये आर्ट वहीं से शुरुआत हुआ। जैसे जो ऑडियंस थे और जो जजेस थे हमें बहुत एनकरेज किए, क्योंकि उस समय आर्ट इतना अच्छा नहीं था। डेफिनेटली बहुत टूटी फूटी आर्ट लेके हम लोग गए थे, पर उन लोगों को बहुत पसंद आया और वो बहुत एनकरेज किए। तभी से सैन एनिमेशन हम लोग प्रैक्टिस करते करते आज बहुत सैन एनिमेशन डेवलप हो गया और लोग बहुत पसंद कर रहे हैं इस आर्ट फॉर्म को। और ये आर्ट फॉर्म जैसे बहुत सारे कंट्रीज़ में हम लोग इसको एग्जीबिशन और डेमोन्स्ट्रेशन कर चुके हैं।
Manas did not keep this art to himself. He also taught his wife, Pranati Prasthi. Now they perform sand animation together. Recently, they showcased their work at the Neeta Mukesh Ambani Cultural Center.
मैं बचपन से देख रहा था कि सब लोग कैसे सैंड आर्ट बनाते हैं, पर कभी मुझे मौका नहीं मिला सैंड आर्ट करने के लिए। तब जब मेरा शादी हुआ मानस जी से, तो मैं हर रोज़ देख रहा था कि वो कैसे बनाते हैं, तो मुझे भी इंटरेस्ट हुआ कि मैं भी कुछ बनाऊं। और मेरा इंटरेस्ट देख के वो बोले कि ठीक है चलो मैं तुम्हें सिखा लेती हूँ, तो वो भी मुझे सिखाए, तो अभी मैं बना सकती हूँ।
While Sudarshan Patnaik in Puri is taking sand art to new heights, Manas Kumar Sahu is adding a new dimension to sand animation. Both artists are making an international impact and inspiring many others.
Now it's time for me to wrap up today's episode. We'll be back next week at the same time. This is Shivangi Mishra signing off on behalf of the entire production team of South Asia Today. Goodbye and take care.